then they will be the victors. So LCF really needs to buck up, and we might even see an epic comeback from their side. And for this game, I am your caster Asuya, joined in once again by Peachy.
Hello, Asuya, and hello, everyone. Welcome back to the match number three, the match point. Now, both the teams, are in immense pressure right now. One has to win up just one match, the other has to win up two match. Now, this is gonna get exciting, and let's dive into the draft already. Asuya, look at that. We are finally seeing that Matilda getting banned.
True, Matilda. I think a Matilda, a Fanny, a Joy might be something which is getting banned out because we did see how well Joseph performed on the Joy, and of course, opens up a Joy and a Bruno because they are kind of really strong right now. And even if you are able to pick a Joy, like there was the Pine on the Joe, but he was actually not really fruitful. He couldn't use his ultimate onto Joy because the way Joseph was entering the team fights pretty late, he was making sure that he is not getting caught up between people.
That is true. That is true. There was like very few moment that we did see that we have Dragon coming in, but not. Maybe this time they are trying to go up with something new. And Team Meow Meow Gang banning up that hill. Now, Team Meow Meow Gang does have a potential to go up with another zone kind of composition, while Team LCF are trying to do as well. But this time I want to see who is going to be the one winning up that draft. But moving ahead, we might be seeing maybe a jungler ban, maybe this time a Fredrin getting banned, but not so early. I don't believe so.
Well, it is a Phoebus after all, and no one wants to deal out with a Hilda, with a Phoebus, because especially they are quite annoying, especially in the early game, really hard to get taken down, and they can sustain quite a lot towards the end game too. And with that, like I said before, a Joy, a Bruno, and a Fanny might be the potential bans coming from the side of both the
Mhm.
teams. And in this game, LCF do have the first pick, so they might be cooking up something good as a retaliation.
Maybe or maybe not because the joy onto the cards. Last two games we did see how a Team Meow Meow Gang really like to capitalize that joy. And given in this match as well, if they open it up, there's a high possibility that they could play into the goal lane as well. I mean, just kidding. But again, they made the joy so versatile. It's just one match. I was surprised to see that. Now, one last ban coming up into the hands of Team LCF before we moved on to the picking section. Now, this may be another jungler or maybe another EXP laner. I'm guessing, something like a Gatotkacha.
Highly possible, but then again, my eyes are only set on Joy, Bruno, and with that, a
Yeah.
lot of options are open. Even if they will not go in for a Suyo ban, even though both of the teams can really capitalize well on that hero, you can always pick up, counter pick with an alpha because both of them are really great when it comes to the early game sustain, early game aggro, and the farming speed right there. And just look at that, finally, LCF have decided to ban out the Joy.
Okay, the respect ban is definitely here. Now, this is looking good though so far. They are closing up all those potential. And from the side of Team LCF, we did notice how the Phobius is just a perma ban. Whatever match that they go with, we are seeing that Phobius getting banned. So, another ban coming in from the side of Team Meow Meow Gang. Understandable, this is what I was expecting, and this is what we get. As you look at that, Katurkacha getting banned. Now, Team LCF up with the first pick. Now, do you think that they would go ahead with the Bruno?
Well, if Bruno is picked up, like we did see in M6, a Bruno can be easily countered by a Lela. But then again, your team needs to be strong. You need to provide that space and time for Lela to farm up because she will be needing a lot of equipment, a lot of late game potential before she can start one shotting or two shotting people. And with that LCF not sparing even a moment, picking up our Bruno right there. Then let's see if Myanmar Gang goes in for Sushin. She's open. Sicilian, he is also open. Chip is open. Suyo is open. So many options yet on the grab. I mean, even Khalid is open, PG.
Oh, that's true. That's true. They could go in for a Khalil Okay, okay. Hyla's coming onto the play along with resolution. Now, there is like a high possibility that they need to go in for something assassin, something high mobile, trying to take down the solution. What will Team LCF go ahead with? Oh, they go in with a Eve as well as a Suyu. Now, the Suyu really pulls up greatly, though. We did see how he was getting up those turtle, those lords, okay, the lords to himself, but again, they need to make sure that they are zoning out the right person.
Well, true, but then again, from the side of Team LCF, they have two heroes, Eve and Suyu. Both of them are really heavily snowball reliant, and if you really want them to perform well, you need to provide some early game aggro to them. You need to provide them some farm, you need to provide them some kills, and if they are able to do so, they will be absolutely amazing, unstoppable. The utility is amazing, but then again, if the opposite happens, if somehow Team Myanmar Gang are able to utilize just counter out that early game snowball for themselves, then I don't think so that they might have a good time in this game. And with that, just look at that. They will be picking up a Rithel for a Bruno. Let's just see how it goes because Rithel can always make that wind of nature.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Now, Miria yet again pulling up with the Erythel against a Bruno. Okay, this is going to get something exciting onto the goal lane. We might not be seeing a lot of 1v1 potential right there because we do know how both the teams really like to focus onto the goal lane game, making sure the junglers are going in. But Team Meow Meow Gang, now again, there's a possibility that they could go in for that tanky EXP laner and tanky tank as well. But let's just see. Now moving ahead onto the draft, Team Meow Meow Gang has banned up a Grok. Okay, that's something new that I'm seeing. Though Team LCF don't like to play that Grok.
I mean, true, but then again, Grok can go for the EXP as well as the roam, both Hylos and Grok
True.
being the flex picks right there. And since LCF have decided to ban out a Hayabusa, maybe, they want to make sure that Bruno and Eve are protected because Hayabusa is really mobile and can use those wiki shadows onto these two damage dealers. But then again, I was thinking that they might go in for an alpha ban because against Suyo, an alpha works out pretty well. And with that, the final
That is
ban from
true.
the side of Team Yam, I think it will be a Cho. Well, I don't think
Okay.
so that they might go in for a Cho PG. And
Yeah.
Khalid could have done that.
That is true. That is true. The last game was a bust coming in from the Chow, though. He really tried to get a way of dragon, but he was getting zoned out. He was getting, chunked his HP down. That was not it. But now, one last ban coming up. Now, Team LCF, they do have an option to ban up the Alpha or maybe on something onto the tank as well, because I do believe that the high loss would be onto the EXP lane. If the Halos is on the EXP lane, that would really open up a lot of possibilities with the glorious pathway just to jump in around with the Lucian.
Well, true, and if they go in for Khalid, Hylos, and Alpha kind of team composition, they will be denying that early game snowball which LCF needs with Eve and Suyo. So it might work out in their option, but just look at that. LCF will be banning out the Khalid. They do not want another super strong early game firepower in the hands of Miyama Gang. But then again, let's just see would they pick because this is the first pick for Joseph right there. He is debating on what to pick up. Like he might go in for an alpha since he's open, but then a lot of other options are open. He might even go in for a link who knows to target down Eve when she uses the RWM.
Yo, that's true. That is true. They could go in for. Oh, okay, okay. I was expecting a jungler coming up from the side of Team Meow Meow Gang, but no, that would be the Tigreal getting taken up right there. Now, we are going to see a lot of flicker along with the implosion plays right there. Now, Tigreal has to come up with this perfect strategy right there, trying to make sure that they are getting the Lom Lom Mai as well as the Bruno every single time, especially during that lot time. Now, if they do, we will be getting the deja vu moment coming in from the last game. But again, team Lakshmi Chitfan, they still have a chance to counter out the Tigreal, and they still have a chance to counter out all those possible heroes. Since two of those heroes yet to be picked up, we will be looking at the tank as well as an EXP laner.
I mean, true, they might go in for, a kind of reactive team composition with an Akai, but it will be a Carmela as well as a Glue. I think, what can I say? Like, I don't know how they will be utilizing those curses of blood because that really
Mhm.
needs a lot of communication from the side of LCF because Irithel can just dash away. Zushin can also just move away with her ultimate. But then again, Hylos and Tigreal are not the people whom you actually want those curses of blood to connect onto. But then again, like if they're able to zone away the front laners, Lomnomai can dive behind with Arsuyo can dive behind with the dashes he has. And of course, the RWM will always be there for the utility. And I think, the glue and Eve composition together makes a lot of sense because there will be a lot of slow.
That is true. That is true. But again, EXP laner, both the EXP laners just have to complete out their minions, try to rotate for the team, since both EXP laner are heavily dependent onto that team. Now, talking about the glue, he needs to be there, coming up with the split onto his enemy team, preferably onto that Irithel, or trying to reach up towards that Alice as well. Now, the team LCF really needs a anti-heal as soon as possible just for that Alice. Now, Team Meow Meow Gang are actually surprising us yet again taking up that Alice.
I mean, Alice is kind of weak in the early game. She really needs those equipments before she can start to deal out some damage, before she can go in and dive in. And an Angela with Alice is a really great combo, but since they do not have it, let's just see how her Alice will be faring this game because I think that early game aggro, which is in the favor of Team LCF right now, they might be able to stop Alice from getting the early game objectives.
That is true. And with that, let me welcome you to the land of Dawn, guys. You're looking at the third match of the day between Team LCF versus Team Meow Meow Gang. While Team Meow Meow Gang are on to that advantage of having 2 points into their pockets. Now, moving ahead into the match, both the teams are looking out for that lead. Oh, okay, the Lantern Flare coming handy right there. Now, Eve is definitely getting zoned out a lot, but
I mean, it will be just some trade of blows. Just look at that. Arlomamai going in, not stunning anyone actually, but Eden doing an amazing job with those dust. Just look at Wookie Pine right there from the EXP lane, right there in the early game, and the first blood right under 1 minute in their hands. Same goes for Lomamai taking that kill onto Joseph. This is what I was talking about. That Alice will not be having a great time, and also they also have Irithel, which also spikes towards the late game.
that is true. Pine pulling up with that perfect rotation. That was much needed given the fact that Zushin was already out of the place. Now, that flicker did come in handy as well, coming in from Pine. But now, look at them. They are preparing themselves for the turtle, which will be up very, very soon. Now, the shift is onto the goal lane. Now, goal laner, both the heroes are item dependent.
I mean, Lomlomai already level 4. Meanwhile, Alice, just look at the damage coming on to 27. And this is what happens when there is a glue on the enemy. He can dish out so much damage, taking the first blood, taking the second kill, too, for himself. Pine doing an amazing job. Someone really needs to counter out Pine. And I really thought the Vexana is a great, even if Ramis is a great counter, but then again, the mage was already picked up. And with that, Lomlomai will be securing the first turtle of the game without any problem.
First turtle already into the hands of Team LCF. And with that, they have taken quite a few kills into the hands. So, again, very, very good. But look at that. Karma Hits getting spotted out. Now, Karma Hits is yet to hit that level 4. Has yet to get his implosion. Now, once he does, the team LCF really needs to wait it out for the Trial's implosion to jump in and then try to make a play, because there's no way. Look at that Cursor Blade coming into the blood.
Well, getting actually wasted if you ask me, and I think the rest of the team else here doing a great job right now. We just look at Lomamai already level 7. What do you even expect? Eden getting that stun, but of course there will not be enough follow-up. Peter just poking people left and right, and the snowball which LCF needed, they are getting it into their hands just because of Pine right now.
That is true. That is true. A monumental flank coming in from Pine. Look at that. He's already in.
I mean, the RWM taking that kill onto Karma right there. Eden also forced to use up that ultimate, and the Purify was used up by Peter because the implosion really not connected onto anyone. And just look at the damage coming from them. Like, this is an absolute snowball. 4-0 PG.
That is true. That is true. Both the teams are having, the team fights, but again, Team LCF winning up the team fights, making sure that they are getting those gold into their hands. Now, Mirio as well, look at him. He has been chunking down to a few HP now. Mirio has just go.
Eden looking really low, and look at the dash coming in from her Karma hits, but Pokipine will just be retreating free safely. I mean, look at calls of Team LCF right now, the way they're invading that enemy jungle. They know they're confident because they do have that core lead and the scoreboard. And the next turtle will be spawning pretty easily, and I do not think so that Alice will be actually able to contend for it right now.
Alice being onto the other side of the map right now, so there's no way Team MeowMeow Gang are going for that objective. Given the fact that they are losing up so much gold, and they have so much, they have actually lost so much life, blood as well. So with that was a good decision coming up, because if they do, Team LCF, who are on an advantage right now, might have gotten like few more kills into their hand, which is not needed right now, given the fact that Team MeowMeow Gang does have the game from the mid game to the late game into their hands. The early game quite weak, but once the Alice does get her items, once when she does get tanky, that is the moment where they are going to shine. But okay, let's just see what will be going on. Both the teams still roaming around the map, but it is heavily focused onto the top lane.
I mean, true, and I really love how Mario is playing right now. He knows that they're not leading, so he's playing it rather safe right there. But look at the dive in coming from Joseph. He will just be retreating. Pookie being forced to use all the ultimate. Mike going in for the grab. The Soul Sever not severing anyone. Actually, Joseph retreating once again. The Glorious Pathway on to 27. The HP is quite low, but they will be retreating pretty successfully. Eden also trying to zone people away, and with that, not much happened. Not even a single kill. A lot of wastage of resources, though. The same thing happening in the top lane. Mirio giving a lot of damage to Bruno. Same goes for Error. These two just, competing with each other at this point.
That is true. That is true. Both the teams are just moving around trying to take some neutral objectives into their hand. The bot lane already falling off. Now, they have taken the first, the turret so far. But okay, Error is all alone right now. And he's definitely gonna get killed though. Look at that.
I mean, yes, look at the flicker and implosion coming from the side of Karma. But he's able to just dash away. Mirio trying to dish out some damage. Eden for the team. But the stun connecting from Carmela. Mike going in for the Soul Sever. And yes, he will be grabbing that kill right there. The RWM immobilizing Mirio, and Mirio will be taken down by the damage coming from Eve right there. Not a good trade because the tower will also be taken down right there. But then again, in the bot lane, the lane cut coming from the side of Hyros, it will be traded off with the bot lane turret right there. But then again, Joseph just retreating at this point. They do not have enough damage. So I think they will be giving away another free turtle in the hands of LCF unless Pookie Pine might go in for some initiation. But no.
Okay, they are giving up so much room for Mai to get that turtle safely. Now, Team MeowMeow Gang have decided not to go for that turtle yet again. Now, they are capitalizing those turrets. They pulled up with that hero in this match. So far onto the scoreboard, 6-0. They are still looking for some more blood as well as some more.
Joseph will be able to retreat pretty successfully. They knew. The LCF knew that Joseph was right there. They were waiting him hard to just dive out, but then again the damage onto Lumluma, he will be immuning. The RWM coming right there in front of Karma. Like, just look at Peter. He is so confident right now, and no one is actually targeting him either. And there might be some blue skirmish for the blue buff right there, but not much is happening. But the first Lord down for the game, and it might be another uncontested Lord for the side of Team LCF.
That is true. That is true. Definitely an uncontested lot. And let's have a look at the items though, because I feel like Mirio, he is stacking up on those items that he needs. Berserker Fury already picked up, and maybe one more item, maybe the Great Spear. But let's just see what are they going on, because they are on a deficit right now. They are in dire need of those items. They are in dire need of that implosion place coming up, because I feel like Mirio can pop off those damage now.
Well, true. I mean, LCF knows that it should not provide any late game opportunity to the side of MeowMeow Gang, and that's why they're zoning them hard. Just look at Carmela, Jabom going in, Lom Mind just dashing away between two people. Like, all of them pretty confident at this point. And then again, the Lord also marching down from the top lane, and
Mhm.
the turret might go in.
Oh, maybe or maybe not, because this is just the level 1 Lord, and Team Meow Meow Gang are really not allowing the Lord to come in. But Team LCF, they are inviting themselves for a team fight.
Well, I do not think so. Like, the best thing is the top lane turret Holy Shield didn't get destroyed, but the same cannot be said for the mid lane turret right there. And LCF kind of backing off right now because even they know the first Lord isn't that hefty, pretty easily secured by the side of MMG right now. But then again, just look at them, like the way they are just boxed inside their inhibitors.
That is true. That is true. Look at that. Karma Heads might give up that vision onto that bush right now. Jobom still waiting it out for that curse of blood to be there. Now, if they pull up a very good curse of blood, this is like a mini version of an implosion minus the CC that implosion does give up. And since Team LCF does have so much damage, just without the curse of blood as well, they just need to zone them out for now. They just need to wait it out for Team Meow Meow Gang to jump in for a team fight, and they might have picked it up from there. But again, okay.
Well, Karma trying to just provide vision right there. Pokemon just poking people left and right. At the same time, Alice just grabbing onto her blue buff. I think LCL is not even serious right now because if they wanted, they could just deny the blue buff to Alice, and Alice without the blue buff is kind of weak. And I don't think so. Joseph,
That is
okay,
true.
Joseph doesn't have the blue. And with that, teams are just waiting it out for the Lord. The lane sinking coming from the side of Team LCF is pretty good either. And I think Pokipine and Jabom might go in for a marksman right there, but they did not know Tigreal is right there. But Pokipine going in for the grab, but Mario will just be avoiding the damage. At the same time, just look at Joseph being melted down just by error and Peter solo.
That is true. That is true. And this is not the time for a team fight, because the Lord will be up in just less than 10 seconds. Now, you're talking about the level 2 Lord. Given the fact that the level 2 Lord is going to dash onto the turret and try to take down that turret as soon as possible, and marching down to that crystal as well. Look at that. Another easy Lord into the hands of Team LCF. Now, they are looking for a split push. Okay, the conceal play coming in.
And look at Joseph going in. He will be taken down by error right there. But what was that? The Lord was just taken down, and you were trying to invade the blue buff among 5 people. Not a good move right there because Mario also looking in a bad shape right there. Assaulted by 2 people. The curse of blood just onto Mario. But
Oh,
look at the damage coming in. Peter also joins in with the RWM, and instead it will be Pookie who will be taken down. But doesn't matter because Mario was taken down, traded off by Pookie. Fine. And with that, the Lord also marching down. The first tier turret from the top lane will be taken down right at 27, and Karma trying to actually defend, but the damage from Peter is insane at this point. Eden getting zoned out hard. The Lord also from the mid lane taking the inhibitor from right under the noses. And people, the minions, just flooding in right there. Look at the damage. Joseph isn't able to sustain the damage coming from Jabom. He'll be taking that kill, and the glorious pathway has been deployed. Eden also looking really low, but then again, the minions are on to grab. Mario has recalled, but I do not think so that he will be able to take that minions down, as Lumlumai will just be severing the soul out of Mario with the soul severed. And look at Error just taking the damage
oh.
onto the crystal. Okay, Karma did go in with the implosion, but then again, the damage
Yeah.
isn't enough. Eden also looking really low, but then again, the base HP will be just getting drained down, and the third match of the game will be secured by the side of Team LCF.
Okay, okay. Team LCF winning up this match. Now there is a possibility of a reverse sweep coming up as well. Both the teams really did played out very, very well. But again, the zone, the zone play from this match definitely into the hands of Team LCF. Pine with perfect rotations. He was there at every single team fights, right from that minute one. He is the deserved MVP right there. I don't know why that he did get a silver right there.
Well, I highly agree with you. Like, Pine is the man of the match. The way he rotated, took the first two blood, let Lom Lom Mai get that snowball which they need. And of course, the way they were zoning away Mario